8:41. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day. 72 degrees right now. Lovely. But it's going to get really, really hot. And if you decide to go shopping today and you can't get that credit card, declined, you've come to the right place. We want to know, do you know your FICO score? A low score could actually make it very tough to get a loan, credit card, how about even a job? This I had no idea. But there are tricks to improving your rating.
And joining us now with the inside scoop on the credit industry, how it works, Anthony Davenport. He is the author of Your Score, an insider's secrets to understanding, controlling, and protecting your credit score. Anthony's joining us this morning. Good to have you here.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
There's so much that we don't know until we read this book. Like, seriously, the part about even your score affecting employment? I had no idea. How does that work? Why?
So credit scores are being used to determine everything from how much you pay for a mortgage, how much you pay for a car loan, where you live, but now it's even being used for auto and home insurance rates.
That's crazy. And then I hear like some employers actually look at your credit score. Why would they need to know your credit score?
So employers are looking at credit reports. They're not allowed to look at the scores themselves.
Right.
But in theory, the reason is because they can see whether you're going to be a responsible employee, whether you're more likely to do theft or other things like that. It really doesn't have any correlation according to the studies, but that's what people are looking at.
Okay, let's talk about the scale. Bad credit, good credit. What are the numbers that you want to aspire to have, and how do you get there?
Right, so that's one of the things I find there's so little information about is what's considered a great score, what's considered a good score, and the range goes from 300 on the low end, which is
really bad.
Oh, like they can't even pay in cash when your score is that low.
Boy.
And then there's 850 on the high end, which means your credit score is etched in a tablet, it's carried down a mountain, it's praised by all. Nobody has an 850 score.
Nobody does. Do they do that on purpose so that they can get you a little bit more on, you know, paying more for your mortgage or your rate or whatever?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Ro. So if you have a score of a 700, that's considered pretty good. That's actually just right around the average. But every 20 points gets you a better score, better rate when it comes to your credit cards or when it comes to a mortgage, and that can impact you by a lot. And we figured out that the average American with the average score, I'm talking in anywhere USA, they're paying an extra several $100,000 over the course of their lifetime by just having an average score versus an impeccable 760 score.
So people come to you, and I know you got some pretty high-flying people that come to you. We try to get it out of him, but I've heard it's like celebrities, athletes, you name it, average Joes who want to improve their score. Is there something you can do to improve your score?
Yeah, so really the book was about giving you the basics, all the things you didn't learn in school, because most people don't understand what's the credit profile supposed to look like? How many credit card balances should you have? What should they be at?
How many credit cards should you have?
How many credit cards you should have, and then what kind of balances should you have on them? What kind of mix you should have on credit? How do you build credit if you don't have any?
Right. And you have some questions for us also?
So I do.
Stump the
quiz.
We're going to play a game?
We're going to play a game.
Okay,
We're going to play a game.
And we do not know the answers.
Right. Okay. So first one. What percentage of your FICO score comes down to your credit card balances? Is it A, 10%, B, 20%, C, 30%, or D, 40%?
I'm going to say D. How about you, Laura?
30%. Was that C?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura, you're right.
Oh! Lori!
So now here's the big surprise.
Okay.
That your payment history only affects 35% of your FICO score. So that means the other 65%, or the bulk of it,
what is that?
Has nothing to do with whether you're paying your bills on time.
So what is it due to?
So that 30% that comes down to credit card balances, here's where it gets really strange, but that is per credit card. So if you have like a Macy's account that has a limit of $500 and your limit is, you're basically at your limit, it's crushing your credit score. Even if you have a black card with an unlimited spending amount like a lot of my clients have, that $500 balance is really crushing you. So you have to pay attention to the other 65% because that's often what's most under your control.
So wait, are you saying that we should pay off the credit cards or leave some kind of balance on the credit cards?
You should pay them down as low as possible and then spread the balances among the different cards so that none of them get above, my rule of thumb is 10%.
10%. Okay.
Okay, what's your next question?
All right, next question. What impacts your score the most with a collection item? So if you have a collection account on your credit report,
Okay.
is it A, the dollar amount of the collection, the size of it? B, the date that the collection originated? C, date that the creditor last reported the balance to the credit bureaus? Or D, the original debt type, like whether it's a medical collection or a cable box that you didn't return. something
Cable
like
box
that.
you didn't return could really hurt you too?
Oh, it
Okay.
does all the time.
D.
So you're guessing D, the original debt type.
I'm going to say B, date that the collection originated.
The answer is actually C. It's the date that the creditor last reported the balance to the credit bureaus.
And how much time has gone by
No,
that you
just
haven't
when
addressed
they
it, or
last
just
updated
when?
it. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
All right, you have another question for us?
I have
This
one
is
more.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm learning so
Let's try
much.
and get.
So along these lines, what should you do if you discover a collection of $50 on your credit report? Should you A, contact the creditor immediately and ask for documentation? Should you B, dispute the dollar amount and threaten with legal action? Should you C, tell the creditor that if you pay it, they will remove it from the credit report and get documentation? Or D, just pay it to make it go away?
A.
I'm going to say C, you have to call the creditor.
The answer is actually C. You have to. Yes. So it's very important with a collection that if you're going to pay it, you have to get documentation stating that they're going to remove it from the credit report. Otherwise, it's like admitting guilt, and it will stay on your report for 7 years. It crushes your credit score, and that makes no sense, I know.
All right, well, it's all in this book. It's a great book. It's called
It
Your
really
Score
is.
By Anthony Davenport. And we've asked Anthony to stay till 9 o'clock because we mentioned before Tina Savasio really had a big problem with identity theft in the bank. And she's going to tell her story, and then maybe you can give her some good advice on how to deal with it.
I'd love to.
You stick
Okay.
around.
Thank you, Anthony.
Anthony,
Thank you.
thank you. All right.